July Memorial Museum will reawaken strong national resistance against misrule, says Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus. Bangladesh sees major surge in RMG exports to EU, USA. Experts push for new markets and product diversification. Kaksu-Raksu election set to follow Daksu-Jaksu. Timely step after fall of fascists amid ongoing democratic transition, observers opine. Dengue and chikungunya cases soaring nationwide. Experts want to stay alert and bolster mosquito killing drive. Seek medical advice if fever. Tariq Rahman urges form of accountable government based on people's mandate at Kishoreganj District Unit of BNP Conference. Massive cyber attack cripples European airports, dozens of flights cancelled. Deadly drone strike on Darfur Mosque in Sudan leaves 78 dead, 20 injured during prayer. And in Dubai, Sri Lanka batting first after losing toss to Bangladesh in Asia Cup Cricket Super 4. Assalamu alaikum. This is Shamim Khan, welcoming you all to News at 10. Those were the headlines. We now move on to the news in details. July Memorial Museum will present the full account of Sheikh Hasina's 16 years of misrule, including the Peel Khan massacre, enforced disappearances and killings, Aina Ghor, the Shapla massacre and election rigging in the form of historical records. The museum building authorities revealed the information at a meeting with Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus at the State Guest House Jamuna this afternoon. During the meeting, Cultural Affairs Advisor Mustafa Sarar Farooqi informed the Chief Advisor that construction of the museum will be completed by October 31st this year and they hope to inaugurate it in the first week of November. He said the authority curating the pictures of Hasina's misrule to showcase in the museum so that the history of 16 years of fascism remain alive along with the atrocities and brutalities executed directly under instructions from Gণভবন. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus thanked all involved in the making of the museum and expressed hope that people who will visit this museum would feel the spirit of August the 5th when masses surged into the Gণভবন. One of the main objectives of the museum is to bring about this feeling of strong resistance against misrule among people, he said. Cultural Affairs Advisor Farooqi said Museum Authority has already got many audio recordings of instructions to carry out enforced disappearances and killings. These audios will be preserved in the museum. It will also highlight how Sheikh Hasina called in families of victims of disappearances only to console them with false promises. The museum will also include a screening center where documentaries on July uprising and the 16 years of misrule will be shown, he added. Housing and Public Works Advisor Adil Rahman Khan, International Crimes Tribunal ICT Chief Prosecutor Muhammad Tajul Islam, members of the Commission of Inquiry on Enforced Disappearances Nabila Idris, Secretary of Housing and Public Works Ministry Muhammad Nazir Islam, Secretary of Cultural Affairs Ministry Muhammad Mufidur Rahman and Bangladesh National Museum Governing Body Chairperson Marina Tabassum and researchers of July Memorial Museum were present at the meeting. The European Union and the United States are Bangladesh's two largest markets for ready-made garment exports, and Bangladesh has shown remarkable performance in both markets. In the US market, Bangladesh's RMG exports grew by 21.66% in the first 7 months of this year, the highest growth among the top 5 exporting countries. Over the past decade, Bangladesh's RMG exports to the European Union increased by more than 58%. According to the latest caution that relying only on these two major markets will not be enough. Bangladesh needs to explore new markets and diversify its product range to sustain growth. After Daksu and Jaksu, student union elections are now set to take place at Rajshahi University and Chattogram University. Students of Jahangirnagar, Rajshahi and Chattogram University have regained their voting rights for the first time in nearly 3 decades. Daksu elections were held 7 times since the country's liberation war. The last Raksu election took place 36 years ago, while Kaksu and Jaksu polls were held 35 and 33 years ago, respectively. Experts noted the student union elections were disrupted for various reasons, leading to a prolonged absence of student leadership. This vacuum gave an advantage to the ruling party student wing, they added. The revival of student democracy on campuses after such a long pause is being seen as a major turning point. Many observers think that these elections are a timely step towards nurturing future leadership and strengthening the country's democratic journey following the fall of fascism. BNP Acting Chairman Tariq Rahman laid emphasis on ensuring an accountable government on the basis of people's decision. BNP top leaders said this joining virtually at the BNP's Kishoreganj District Union Conference today. Tariq Rahman said that despite there being no direct autocrat in the country at present, an invisible force is gradually raising its head. In this circumstance, he called upon the party's leaders and activists to work unitedly to ensure continuity of the country's development. Tariq Rahman further said that BNP's objective is to ensure return of people's rights, restoration of democracy, and assure the country's development. To attain these, he said, there is no more scope to waste time. BNP Standing Committee member Salahuddin Ahmed said the country's people will decide whether the PR system will be followed in the upcoming national election. He made the remarks today while addressing the 3rd session of Tarunne Rashtra Chinta on education and educational institutions with human values. Social organization Orpon Alok Shongo arranged the event in the capital. Dhaka University Science Faculty Dean Dr. Abdus Salam, NCP Southern Region Chief Organizer Hasnat Abdullah, and Jatiyatavadi Chhatra Dal leader Abdur Rahman, among others, joined the discussion. Salahuddin Ahmed said that taking to the streets while also sitting at the dialogue table is self-contradictory. The legal basis of July Charter is under discussion and that a solution will eventually come through dialogue, he added. In his speech, Hasnat Abdullah said that although advisors are appointed with recommendations from all parties, the government's failures are blamed on NCP. He also warned that unless the media puts an end to its double standards, the invisible forces conspiring against the country will only grow stronger. Orpon Alok Shongo chairperson Bithika Binte Hussain moderated the function. A nationwide vaccination campaign against typhoid fever will begin on October the 12th to curb its alarming spread. As part of EPI, children will be given free typhoid vaccines. Experts say this vaccine will not only protect against common typhoid but also play an effective role in preventing the spread of drug-resistant typhoid, which is steadily increasing. The vaccine approved by World Health Organization is both safe and effective. Officials believe the campaign will significantly reduce typhoid-related illness and death rates in the long term. Typhoid bacteria mainly spread through contaminated water and food. Populations in densely populated areas, slums, low-income communities and regions lacking safe water and sanitation are at greatest risk. With typhoid bacteria increasingly developing resistance to antibiotics, experts say that vaccination is the safest solution in the current situation. Intermittent rainfall and extreme heat led to a surge in mosquito-borne diseases, dengue, chikungunya across Dhaka and rest of the country. Both the number of daily infections and deaths are rising. Doctors say that delayed treatment is a major cause of death among dengue patients. Experts urge people not to ignore fever and to seek medical advice immediately. Meanwhile, the National Institute of Laboratory Medicine in Agargaon, Dhaka is offering low-cost diagnostic services to ensure smooth testing for dengue and chikungunya. The institute provides tests for dengue, chikungunya, Zika virus, and other viral diseases. To prevent these diseases, doctor stresses not only strengthening mosquito eradication drives but also raising personal awareness. Now, international news.